This tutorial explains how to fit vertical labels to the plotting window in the R programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the R code. In this video I will show you two examples, and both of these examples are based on the data frame that we can create with lines 2 to 4 of the code. So if you run these lines of code, you can see at the top right of RStudio that a new data set is appearing, which is called data. And we can print this data frame to the bottom in the RStudio console by running line 5 of the code. And then you can see that our data frame contains 2 columns and 5 rows. And the first column is containing our log labels, and the second column is containing some numeric values. Now let's assume that we want to draw these data in a base R plot. Then we can use the barplot function, as you can see in line 7 of the code. So if you run these lines of code, you can see at the bottom right that a new barplot is created. However, you can also see that our vertical labels are cut off by the plotting window because they are too long. So we can change that by using the par function, as you can see in line 11 of the code. And within this function, we need to set the mar argument. And within this argument, we need to specify a vector with a length of 4. And each of the values in this vector corresponds to the space that we add to our plot on one of the sides of the plot. So the first value corresponds to the space that we add at the bottom of the plot. And for that reason, I'm using a relatively large value for this side of the plot. So in this case, I'm using the value 15. So if you run line 11 of the code, the global options of this current R session are changed. And we can see that by drawing our plot once again, as you can see in lines 13 to 15 of the code. So if you run these lines of code, you can see at the bottom right that our plot is updated. And this time the actual plot is much smaller, but the x-axis labels are shown properly. So in this first example, I have explained how to use the basic installation of the R programming language to draw our plot with long axis labels. However, it's also possible to use the ggplot2 package to draw such a plot, and this is what I want to show you in the next example, starting in line 17 of the code. So in lines 17 and 18, I'm installing and loading the ggplot2 package. I have installed this package already, so for that reason I'm just going to load it with line 18 of the code. And after running this line of code, we are able to use the functions of the ggplot2 package, such as ggplot, geombar, and the theme function. So if you run lines 20 to 22 of the code, you can see at the bottom right that another plot is created, and this plot is shown in this typical ggplot2 style that you might already know from other examples. And you can see that the labels of this plot are automatically fit to the plotting window. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video, so you can find it there. If you have liked this video, or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.